Yo, super job boys and girls, man. Hey, it's Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, and I'm bringing out my NBA Jam session for October 30th, 2022. If you're looking for more of this great content, man, y'all know what I need y'all to do. Smash that like button, as well as subscribe if you're new, as well as drop what y'all like down in the comments, man. I love going through seeing y'all like in the comments. But if y'all looking for my best bets, as well as best bets from the top handicappers in the world today, check us out over at Pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab, and that's where you'll find best bets from the best handicappers on the planet. I also have a link to my $15 NBA Jam Session play, which is my best play on the board every day, in the description below. So click that if y'all want to get that. We smashed down in the Jam Session yesterday, 5-2 day. We were half a point from going 6-1. Golden State and Charlotte was half a point from going over. And then the Mavs let us down. We're going to sweep the board one of these nights, man. I just have a huge feeling we're going to sweep maybe a few this NBA season where there's so many games, so many nights. So we'll see how that goes. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and hop into this NBA schedule for tonight. These are my favorite days, man. All day action, NFL all day. Then we got some late night NBA. You can't ask for better days than this, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this NBA schedule. First game on the board, we got the New Orleans Pelicans on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. And as you can see in this one, I'm taking the Clippers here in this one. I know. I've been on the Clippers a few times and they burnt me, especially in their last two matchups. The Clippers have faced the Thunder in back-to-back games and lost both of them outright, as well as, but that Thunder team is hooping because they beat the Clippers twice outright and then they just outrighted the Dallas Mavericks. So, hey, Thunder buddies for life. But they also got handled pretty nicely by Phoenix in the game before that. So this Clippers team has lost 3 games in a row. Back at home here in this one after a 2-game road trip in Oklahoma. I think they get a win over this Pelicans team. This Pelicans team is without Brandon Ingram. Zion still listed as questionable. The Clippers will be without Kawhi Leonard, but they're used to hooping without Kawhi. At a line like 2.5, I can see the Clippers winning this one by 3. So I'm gonna lay the points here with Los Angeles. And our next matchup, man, we got the Washington Wizards on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Total 225. Here in this one, I'm on the Boston Celtics laying 8.5. Boston's coming off of 2 back-to-back L's. Back home on a Sunday. I like them to get this win against the Washington Wizards and cover here. I think they're going to win this one pretty big. They lost their last one in overtime to a good Cleveland team, man. They were battling hard all game. Were up late in the fourth. Cleveland tied it up and forced overtime and then took it to them in overtime. I know I'm really high on that Cleveland team. That Cleveland team is really good. But this Boston team, after dropping 2 in a row, I love taking teams, good teams, off of streaks like this. They typically always bounce back. I can see this Boston team beating all up on this Washington team, man, and getting down on them. We've seen Washington, their last one, lose to the Pacers outright by 10. They beat the Pistons the game before that. But the game before that, they lost by 10 to Cleveland as well. Not my favorite game on the board, but I think Boston bounces back and takes Washington behind the shed. Give me Boston Celtics, and I'm going to lay the points. In our next matchup, man, I'm talking about that young Cleveland team, man. That young nucleus these guys got, man. I love this Cleveland team. They're going to be a problem all season. And we haven't even seen them at full strength this season. Darius Garland's still out for this one. They still have Donovan Mitchell, who's still in Bucky mode. The New York Knicks coming to this one 3-2 on the season. Cleveland 4-1. We've seen the Knicks drop their last one to the Milwaukee Bucks 119-108. The game before that, they beat Charlotte in overtime. They beat the Magic the game before that, and they beat the Pistons. This Knicks team had a pretty soft schedule to begin their season. They beat who you pretty much thought they would beat, and they lost to the 2 teams you would thought they would lose to. On the other side, Cleveland has won 4 straight. I'm not jumping in front of this Cleveland team. I think the trend for the Knicks continues. The teams they're supposed to beat, they beat. Teams they're supposed to lose to, they lose to. They're supposed to lose to this good Cleveland team. I'm going to take Cleveland, and I'm going to lay the points. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. The Cleveland team hooping, and I think they continue to hoop. In our next matchup, man, we got the Golden State Warriors on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. Pistons getting 8.5 points, total 231. Golden State, man, just hasn't really been a cover machine this season. They just haven't, but that's typical. They lost outright in their last matchup last night. They're on a back-to-back. They lost outright to the Charlotte Hornets, 120 to 113 in overtime. You mess around with these bad teams, man, in the NBA any given night, they're due. We seen that last night, and to be honest, I think Golden State wins this game. Do I want to lay 8.5 on the road? I do not. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the over. I think Golden State responds and bounces back and has a nice night. We seen, they always give up so many points. They gave up 120 last night while scoring 113 themselves. I think the roles might be reversed here in this one. I can see Golden State putting up at least 120, 125. And I think the Pistons have enough in their tank to get us 100, 110. And I think this game slightly slides over. We've seen this Pistons team's been some high games themselves. Their last game was Friday in a game which they gave up 136 to the Hawks and put up 112. So, and then the game before that, they played the Hawks back-to-back. The Hawks put up 118. They had 113. So there's Detroit's defense isn't the best. We know Golden State can explode for points. And Golden State doesn't play just a whole lot of defense either. I think we get over this total here tonight. We barely missed it last night, even with overtime. I don't think we need overtime in this one. I think we get over the total early in the fourth. So give me the Golden State Warriors and Pistons to go over the total. In our next matchup, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road facing the San Antonio Spurs. Minnesota laying 5.5, total 235.5. Not my favorite game on the board, man. And I'm gonna take the Spurs plus the 5.5, but it's really just a fade of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I just don't like the Timberwolves. I'm gonna keep it honest with y'all. I'm gonna be 100%. I don't like the Timberwolves, and I'm not laying points with the Timberwolves on the road. I really just can't get a grasp on this Timberwolves team. I'm not really sure how good they're gonna be yet. You got two sometimey guys in the front court, and Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. You really don't know on a nightly basis where their heads are at, and if they're gonna come up and play defense for Rudy Gobert. Is he gonna hit free throws? Is he gonna be totally engaged? I don't know. The Minnesota Timberwolves is the hardest team for me in the NBA to handicap. The Spurs team, they just let go of a young, promising guard in Primo due to some off-the-court issues. We're still yet to see how that will shake down with this Spurs team. But the Spurs team has just been competitive all season, and I'm not looking to lay points with Minnesota on the road. So I'm going to take San Antonio plus the 5.5. And I really wouldn't be surprised if San Antonio won the game outright, because those are the type blunders that you open yourself up with when you have a backcourt like that, Minnesota. So give me San Antonio plus the points. In our next matchup, man, I'm taking the Magic plus 10. Short, sweet, simple. The Mavs, dating back to last season, man, and I'm sorry for last night because I knew this, and I still went with the Mavs. The Mavs, when they play bad teams such as the Thunder, such as the Magic, such as the Pelicans the other night without Zion and Brandon Ingram, when the Mavs play those type teams, they never cover the spread. They just don't. They always play down to their competition. That's just what the Mavs do. The Magic, I believe, and this is my team, so I can talk like this. The Mavs always play down to their competition. The Magic are going to keep this game close, and you're going to look up. It's going to be fourth quarter. The Mavs might have been up 15 at one point in the game, but you're going to look up in the fourth quarter. The Mavs are going to be up 4. They're going to foul the Magic, and then they're going to go up 1. And Luka's going to hit a game winner. That's how the Mavs love to play these games against bad opponents. Against good opponents, the Mavs always do it. They cover the spread. They show up for good teams, but for bad teams, they play down to the competition. So I'm going to take the Magic here plus the points. I'm getting a boatload of them, 10. I don't see the Mavs airing out a bad team as we seen last night. Even when they're doing it, the bad team is always viable. They get in comfortable mode and conservative mode and allow teams to come back and get them. Give me the Magic plus a 10 in this one. In our next matchup, we got the Houston Rockets on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix laying 11.5. Total 228. This is an interesting matchup here as well. I'm not looking to. This is a difficult one, but I'm gonna take Phoenix and I'm gonna lay the 11.5. Phoenix is just a dominant home team, and I just really don't want to take points with the Rockets. The Rockets are the one trash team in the NBA that I don't have a grasp on as well. All the other trash teams in the NBA I like the Magic, the Pistons, even the Hornets, the Thunder Buddies. You know what I mean? I love some trash teams in the NBA. As y'all know, I'll take some dogs a lot in the NBA. Y'all gotta start to find that out as the year goes on. But the Rockets, they're probably my bad team that I do not like. And it's a bad team that I don't want to be taking points with. And unless they're at home and it's just a really good situation, I don't want to be taking points with this Rockets team on the road. I think this is a game where Phoenix can just put their foot on their neck and just end it early. The Suns will be without DeAndre Ayton in this one. I don't think they really need him, though. I think we see a huge game from Devin Booker. Chris Paul finally shows up. I don't know where he been at. I ain't really seen nothing from him. But we know what Chris Paul does. I think he's probably just coasting, getting ready for the playoffs because he might have been burnt out as we seen last postseason. Yeah, not my favorite game on the board, though, but I would lay the points with Phoenix. I think they're just that dominant at home. They're definitely the better team here in this one. And unlike the Mavericks, usually they when they get up, they stay up. So I'm going to lay the points here with Phoenix in this one. And our last game of the night, man, we got the Denver Nuggets on the road facing the Los Angeles Lakers. Denver laying 4. We just seen this matchup the other night in a game where the Lakers were in it. They really were. Russell Westbrook came off the bench, was looking good. And in typical Laker fashion, they fell apart in the fourth. Only team that has yet to win a game this season is the Los Angeles Lakers. I've been on them like the last 2 times, and they just disappoint me. Here in this one, though, I hate to do it. At home, Sunday night game, home. They get their first one. Give me the Lakers on the money line, man. They're not this bad, bro. You got LeBron James on your team. You got Anthony Davis. Right now, LeBron James is listed as probable for the game. I believe he does go. Anthony Davis is listed as questionable, although I do think he goes as well. Denver on the other side, man, they're a cold team. Like, they're a hot cold team. They're on a win one, lose one type split. They haven't looked all that impressive this season. I still think that they need some time under their belt too to get guys back in the NBA shape, back in that NBA flow, like Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. These are both guys coming off injuries from last season. They need time to get back acclimated into the NBA. I can see the Lakers getting their first win here tonight. We'll see what happens. But if you're looking for my best bets tonight, though, the ones that I'm putting in today, the ones that I'm betting, check me out over at Pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab, and that's where you'll also find best bets from the top handicappers on the planet. It's been your boy Jay Briggs. This is my NBA Jam session for October 30th, 2022. Drop what y'all like down in the comments as well. If you're looking for my best play of the night, click the link down in the description for my $15 premium bet. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow, man. I'm out. Peace.